Nistlet deep in the rugged Caucasus Mountains, where I see winds carved through ancient valleys and snow blankets the land for months, lies a forgotten Dagestani village named Kubachi, a place where time moves slowly, and traditions are held together by the hands of those who still remember. Here, winter is not just a season, it is a test of endurance, heritage, and heart. When the first heavy snow falls in November, life in Kubachi begins to retreat indoors. Roads become rivers of ice, cutting the villagers off from the rest of Dagestan. But inside wooden homes, where the warmth of the stove and the aroma of herbal tea fill the air, summiting extraordinary happiness, the art of embroidery continues to breathe through the last living masters of this ancient craft. The village of mountains and legends. Kubachi sits at nearly 2000 meters above sea level, its stone houses clinging to steep cliffs as if resisting the weight of centuries. The village is known throughout Russia for its master craftsmen, jewelers, metalworkers, and especially embroiderers, whose work honors adorned royal robes and ceremonial garments across the Caucasus. Now, only a handful of these masters remain. Most are elderly women, their eyes still sharp and their fingers steady despite the years. They learned their art from mothers and grandmothers, sitting by the fire as snow fell outside. Each stitch carries a piece of history, patterns that once symbolized love, strength, and protection against evil. Winter in Dagestan is long and unforgiving. The mountain passes close, and for weeks no outsiders arrive. But the isolation gives the embroiderers time to work, creating beauty from thread and silence. The workshop of light and memory. In one small room lit by an oil lamp, Fatimat, a 74-year-old craftswoman, sits surrounded by colorful silk threads. Her hands move with precision, sewing ancient geometric designs onto thick wool fabric. As she wears a dark shawl over her head, her eyes reflecting both pride and sadness. Больше чем, my mother taught this when I was 10, she says softly. We didn't have television or machines. Only our hands. Our embroidery spoke when words were not enough. Each design each creates tells a story, of weddings celebrated, of warriors returning from battle, of mountains that protected their people. The patterns are unique to Kubachi and are passed down only through oral tradition. Young people in the village admire the beauty of these works but few have the patience or desire to learn. Most dream of moving to Makhachkala or Moscow for modern jobs and education. For the older generation, this slow disappearance feels like watching the soul of their ancestors fade away. Surviving the winter. Outside, temperatures drop to -25 градусов C. The rows of stone houses suck under heavy snow. Villagers stockpile wood and grain before winter begins, as no trucks can reach them for months. Families rely on mountain goats, sheep, and chickens for survival. Men tend to livestock even in blizzards, wearing thick sheepskin coats and felt boots. Women stay inside, cooking hearty meals, chodu, Dagestani stuffed flatbread, and coarse, meat dumplings to keep everyone warm. Electricity is unreliable, and sometimes the entire village goes dark for days. But people here are used to hardship. They gather around oil lamps, drinking hot tea flavored with mountain herbs, and talk late into the night. In these evenings, embroidery becomes not just art but a way of staying connected, a silent rhythm that beats alongside the howling winds outside. The last apprentices. Among the few young faces in Kubachi who have taken an interest in embroidery is Zirma, a 22-year-old woman who returned from the city to care for her grandmother. When the snow came, she found herself drawn to the quiet beauty of the craft. Больше чем, at first I thought it was just old woman's work, Zirma admits. But when I saw how my grandmother's patterns told our family's story, I realized, if I don't learn, who will? Now, under her grandmother's guidance, Zirma practices every day. Her stitches are slower, her lines less perfect, but the tradition has a new heartbeat. For Fatimat, this is hope. For the village, it is survival. The two women often sit side by side, surrounded by vibrant trees, reds, blues, golds, that glow like embers in the cold. Outside, snowflakes drift past the window, but inside, the colors of life continue to bloom. An art bound to the land. Dagestani embroidery is more than decoration, it is spiritual. The motifs, drawn from nature and might, are symbols of endurance and protection. Triangles represent the mountains, spirals stand for eternal life. Many designs are believed to ward off evil spirits or bring good fortune to newlyweds. The materials are all local, wool from mountain sheep, natural dyes made from herbs and pomegranate peels, silk brought up from the lowlands during summer. Every thread connects the embroiderers to their land, their ancestors, and their fate. Even as modern fabrics and imported goods arrive in the region, the women of Kubachi continue to use what nature provides. To them, embroidery is not fashion, it is identity. Winter festivals and silent streets. During the brief winter holidays, villagers come together in celebration. There is music, the deep sound of the zerna flute, the rhythmic beats of the drum. Men dance the lizgenka, their movement is sharp and proud, while women in embroidered shawls sway gracefully. But as soon as the celebration ends, silence returns. Only the sound of wind echoing through stone alleys and the rhythmic tapping of needles in warm rooms remains. In these quiet months, time seems frozen. Yet beneath the snow, summiting eternal servants, the will of a people who refuse to let their heritage disappear. The final generation. As spring approaches and the snow begins to melt, the village prepares to open its roads again. Traders will come, tourists may visit, and the embroideries will find their way to markets and exhibitions in distant cities. But for the elderly women who still work in the mountain cold, recognition means little. What matters most is that their craft continues, that someone, somewhere, still understands what these patterns mean. Больше чем when I die, Fatima says quietly, I want my hands to rest with the needle in them. Then maybe my daughter or granddaughter will carry it on. Her voice trembles slightly, but her eyes are calm. SH knows that what SH has created, these streets of color and memory, will outlast the winter, the years, and even time itself. A living heritage. Today, Kubachi's embroidery is being recognized as part of Dagestana's intangible cultural heritage. Cultural foundations occasionally visit to document the patterns and train young artisans. Yet, for the villagers, the true reward is not fame, it is the continuity of spirit. As another winter night descends, Fatimat and Zirma light their lamp. The snow outside glows blue under the moonlight. Inside, the needle flashes in the dim light, moving through cloth like a whisper of history. Every stitch they make is a prayer, for their land, their ancestors, and for the hope that the art of Dagestan will never fade into silence.